Fear isn't your enemy. It's the doorway to your next evolution. Face it, you grow. Avoid it, you stay the same. These are the 18 laws of fearless living. Master them, and fear won't control a single room you enter. The final law? It helped soldiers walk into war zones without flinching. Stay till the end, because fearless isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, and by the time this ends, you won't be the same. Law 1, work out or learn how to fight. If you want to feel fearless, start with your body. The stronger you get, the braver you feel. Lift heavier, move faster, strike harder. Your body changes, and so does your mind. It's biological. Our ancestors fought to survive against wild beasts, invaders, and nature itself. The strong lived, the weak feared. When you feel weak, fear follows. But when you feel powerful, your mind becomes calm. This is because your brain associates physical strength with survival and safety. That's why the strongest people are often the most peaceful. They're not scared. Every time you train, every time you lift more, strike harder, move better, you're teaching your brain, I can handle this. And every time you lift heavier, every time you kick stronger, you feel more powerful. And soon bravery becomes a habit. Not just in the gym, but in your job, your relationships, your entire life. Because when you train the body, you train the warrior inside. Law 2, embrace embarrassment. Lie down and own it. Most people fear embarrassment more than pain. They hold back, stay quiet, shrink down. Not because they can't do something, but because they're afraid of looking foolish while trying. But what if you flip that fear on its head? What if you chose to feel embarrassed on purpose? Till H. Gross, in a powerful TEDx talk, shared an unusual but life-changing experiment. He walked into a crowded public street and laid down flat on the pavement for 30 seconds. People stared. Some were confused, others just walked by. And in his head, one thought echoed, I want to run, I want to disappear, but I won't. It was deeply uncomfortable, awkward, vulnerable. But when he stood back up, something inside him had changed. It was liberating. Because when you confront the thing you're afraid people will laugh at, you realize most people don't even care. And those who do, they forget within minutes. The fear of embarrassment is a paper tiger. And once you walk through it, it loses all power. Want to try it? Here are some other simple but powerful challenges you can do to break free. Ask for a discount where you know they'll say no. Sing softly to yourself in public. Wear mismatched socks or colors and walk confidently. Give a random compliment to a stranger. Ask someone to take your picture in an awkward pose. Walk backwards for 10 steps in a crowded place. Ask for directions to a made-up location, playfully. Every time you step into these moments of discomfort, you train your mind to stop flinching. You grow tougher, freer, stronger. So the next time you pause because you don't want to look bad, remind yourself embarrassment is training, and discomfort is where true fearlessness is born. Law 3, look and stand like you're fearless. Once your body gets stronger, it's time to show it to the world and let your mind catch up. Hold your chest out and shoulders back. Good posture isn't just about appearance. It actually tells your brain you're confident and in control. When you stand tall, fear loses its grip and courage grows. But don't stop there. Get in shape and dress well. When you improve your fitness and style, you naturally boost your self-esteem. Looking good makes you feel good, and feeling good makes you act fearless. Strong posture, a fit body, and sharp dressing send one clear message. You are ready, you are confident, you are unstoppable. Together, these habits help your bravery go beyond the gym, into your work, your social life, and every challenge you face. Law 4, the ghosts that control most lives. Napoleon Hill called them the 6 ghosts of fear. and they haunt more people than failure ever could. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of losing love, fear of aging, fear of death. These fears run silently in the background, shaping decisions, killing dreams, and keeping people small. They stay safe, they avoid risk, and they never fully live. But Hill said something powerful. Fear is just a state of mind, and you can control your mind. So how do you take back control? That brings us to the next step. Law 5, face the worst and disarm the fear. Dale Carnegie once wrote, "Imagine the worst you fear and accept it. Suddenly, fear has no hold." What this means is, when you truly think about your biggest fear, the absolute worst that could happen, and say to yourself, okay, I can handle this if it happens, something changes inside you. Instead of feeling trapped or frozen, you feel calm and strong. That's where your real power begins. Let's face each of the 6 fears and strip their power away. Fear of poverty. If I go broke, I'll start again. I've got my mind, my hands, my will. That's enough. Fear of criticism. If they laugh at me, let them. I'm not here to impress them. I'm here to grow. Fear of ill health. If I fall sick, I'll fight. I'll recover or adapt. Millions have, so can I. Fear of losing love. If someone leaves me, it hurts, but it won't break me. I still have me. Fear of aging. I'm lucky to grow old. Every year means more wisdom, more strength. Fear of death. Death comes for all, so I'll live fully. So when it comes, it finds me unafraid. Once you accept the worst, it can't control you anymore. That's when the fear dies, and that's when you truly begin to live. Law 6, do what you fear. Repeatedly. You don't conquer fear by running away. You conquer fear by running toward it, walking straight into it again and again. Start by listing the fears that hold you back. Write them down. Maybe it's fear of speaking up, fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of trying something new. Now commit to this. In 1 month, face those fears, one by one. Take small steps toward each. Speak even if your voice shakes. Ask the questions you're afraid to ask. Go to the places you avoid. Here's a fear I conquered and how I did it. I used to have a fear of talking on the phone, especially for important work calls. My voice would go low. I'd feel tense. It felt like a real block, almost like telephonophobia. But instead of running from it, I made a choice. Whenever the office phone rang, I ran to answer it, even if others could. I didn't wait for comfort. I chased the fear. Then I went further. I started making direct calls to important people. At first it was scary. I fumbled, I overthought, but I kept doing it again and again. And slowly, I changed. Now I can pick up the phone and call anyone. That fear, it's gone because I trained it to leave me. Every time you do something that scares you, 2 things happen. 1, you become stronger. Each victory over fear builds your confidence. The next time you face the same fear, you'll be braver, a stronger version of yourself. 2, your life becomes a training ground. Your mind rewires itself. This is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. With each act of courage, your brain learns not to flinch. Fear loses its power. This isn't just a motivational line, it's science. But before you can face fear, you have to name it. Know what you're fighting, because awareness is the first step toward mastery. Law 7, talk about your fears. Because fear loves silence. It thrives in shame. But the moment you speak it out loud, you take back control. Naming your fear shifts you from emotional panic to clear, rational thought. It's like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly you can see, Also, if you tell you're scared to the people who matter or are supportive, you've already conquered the fear of embarrassment from those who matter most. That's powerful. Your fear lessens, you feel supported, and in times of failure, you know exactly who to turn to without hesitation. You no longer carry the weight alone because someone's got your back, and once others hear it, they might show you a way through it you never considered. Even just saying it, without fixing it, can feel like letting steam out of a boiling pot. And that calm, that's the beginning of courage. Law 8. Control your breathing. Calm your fear. Fear makes your heart race and your breath quick and shallow. But you can fight back by controlling your breathing. Take slow, deep breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. This simple action calms your nervous system and tells your brain, I'm safe here. When you practice this regularly, you train your brain to stay calm even in the scariest moments, because your brain responds directly to signals from your breath and body, slowing your heart rate and reducing stress hormones. Law 9. Visualize success. See yourself brave. Your mind can't tell the difference between real and imagined experiences. Before you face a fear, close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding. Imagine walking into the room confident, speaking clearly, or taking that big step without hesitation. This mental rehearsal trains your brain to expect success, not failure. When you visualize victory, fear loses its grip because your mind is ready to act. Law 10. Surround yourself with support. Build your courage tribe. Fear grows when you feel alone, but courage grows when you're supported. Find people who believe in you, who push you forward, who celebrate your wins. Share your fears with them. Their encouragement becomes your fuel. When your tribe lifts you up, you'll find it easier to take risks and grow fearless together. Law 11. Learn from failure, fail forward. Fear of failure is one of the strongest chains holding people back. But failure isn't the enemy, it's a forge. Every time you fail, you're not breaking. You're being shaped, hammered into something sharper. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he didn't say, I failed. He said, I found 1,000 ways that didn't work. That's not failure. That's fear-proof thinking. Athletes miss shots. Entrepreneurs lose money. Artists get rejected, but they keep showing up because every mistake teaches you something no success ever could. Each time you fall and get back up, you become braver, smarter, stronger. Shift your mindset from fearing failure to expecting it and using it, because real warriors don't avoid the fall. They hit the ground, learn fast, and rise harder. Law 12. Practice gratitude. Feed your courage. Fear grows in the shadows, in thoughts of what you lack. I don't have enough time. I'm not good enough. I might lose everything. Gratitude is the flame that burns those shadows away. When you stop and notice what's already in your hands, your breath, your strength, your people, your progress, fear begins to starve. Gratitude says, look how far I've come. Look at what I've survived. Look at who I've become. It's not soft. It's not sentimental. It's strategic. A grateful heart is a strong heart because it focuses on abundance, not lack, on power, not panic. Even soldiers in war write letters of gratitude. Why? Because in the middle of chaos, remembering what matters keeps them grounded and fearless. So every day, list 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. It's not cheesy, it's not weak, it's armor, and it makes you unstoppable. Law 13, fake it till you make it. Confidence isn't just a feeling, it's a decision. Sometimes you won't feel brave, but if you act brave, your brain catches up. Dare to speak clearly, walk tall, and move with purpose, even when you're shaking inside. Because being able to act confident also takes courage. And where you dare to act fearless, you can dare to become fearless. It's not fake, it's training. Every time you act like the person you want to be, you become more like them. Fear doesn't always vanish before action. Sometimes action is what makes it vanish. Law 14, have a backup. Desperation breeds fear, but preparation breeds confidence. Think about it. If you walk into an interview with zero backup, every question feels like a threat. But if you've got other options, you already have a job, a plan B, a safety net, you will be calmer, sharper, bolder. This isn't about doubting yourself. It's about not putting your whole life on one single outcome. Diversify your skills. Build multiple income streams. Stay open to new opportunities. When you know that one failure won't sink your ship, you stop fearing the storm, because fear fades when you know you'll still stand, no matter what falls. Law 15, believe in yourself. Fully, fiercely, unapologetically, fear feeds on doubt. But belief is armor. When you believe you have what it takes, even if no one else does, you become dangerous in the best way. You stop waiting for permission. You stop flinching at obstacles. You show up like you belong, because you do. Don't just hope you can do it. Know that you can. Believe in your strength. Believe in your mind. Believe in your becoming. Because the most fearless thing you can do is trust yourself when the world still doubts you. Law 16, clarity is a weapon, use it. Fear hates clarity. Fear thrives in fog. When your mind is cluttered, when you don't know what you want or what to do next, fear grips tighter. But the moment you get clear on your purpose, your priorities, your path, fear starts to lose its grip. Confusion creates hesitation. Clarity creates motion. The people who move fast in life aren't always fearless. They're just focused. They don't waste time second-guessing. They see the next step and they take it. Clarity isn't a luxury. It's a weapon. Fear can scream in the chaos, but it goes silent in the face of direction. Get clear, move fast, fear less. Law 17, fear dies in the present. Most fear doesn't come from what's happening. It comes from what might happen. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if it all goes wrong? But those fears live in a place that doesn't exist. The future. Bring yourself back to now, back to your breath, your body, this moment. And fear loses its grip. Because in the present, you're not falling, you're still standing. Like John O'Callaghan said, the what-ifs and should-haves will eat your brain. They will, if you let them. So don't. The future is fog. The present is solid ground. When fear pulls you ahead, return to where your power is. One deep breath, one clear step, 1 second at a time. Law 18, last but one of the most powerful law, pray. Fear doesn't always vanish with logic. Sometimes it's faith that carries you through the fire. That's why on real battlefields, when bullets fly and death feels one breath away, even the strongest warriors turn to something deeper, prayer. During World War II, thousands of American and British soldiers carried tiny Bibles into combat, not out of ritual, but because it was the one thing that made them feel steady when everything else shook. You see, when you're about to jump into enemy fire, when the noise is deafening and your hands won't stop trembling, logic can't help you, but a single verse can. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. That line, just that, was enough to calm the storm inside. It gave them something stronger than fear, the belief that they weren't walking alone, that someone greater, undefeatable, walked beside them. For many of those young men, raised in homes where faith was a way of life, those words became more than the scripture. they became survival. Prayer gave them courage when nothing else could. And that same power, it's not only for soldiers. You don't need a battlefield. Life gives you enough of them. When you're about to speak and your voice won't come out, pray. When your home feels like it's breaking apart, pray. When you're sitting outside an emergency room or staring at your 10th job rejection, pray. Not to magically fix everything, but to remember, you're not doing this alone. Prayer doesn't make you weaker, it makes you stronger because it gives your fear somewhere to go. It gives your mind a place to rest. It gives your courage something to stand on. And it's not just spiritual, it's scientific. People who pray regularly show lower anxiety, greater resilience, and faster recovery from emotional trauma. Because when you pray, you shift your focus from fear to faith, from panic to peace, from I'm alone to I'm protected. So whether you're walking into war or walking into a stressful Monday, bow your head. Because warriors who pray don't wait for peace. They bring it with them. They walk through fear like it's just fog, not because they're fearless, but because they believe. So the next time fear grips your chest, close your eyes, take a breath, and pray. Not out of desperation, but out of conviction. Because those who walk with God don't walk in fear. Final words. Fear doesn't die in theory, it dies in action. So go, chase it, face it, break it, become who you were meant to be. Subscribe and follow for content that's not just researched, it's tested, lived, and proven to work.